Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Main Event Podcast, the only podcast you need for all your weekly updates, news, information, rumours and entertainment surrounding the WWE.
And Flappy Bird.
We are now at episode 13 and I'm one of your three hosts, Raza, and joining me are Arif and Imran. How you guys doing?
I'm good. How are you? Are you well?
I'm good, but what the hell was Flappy Bird all about?
You know, Flappy Bird is the internet sensation that's taken over smartphones.
All I'm saying is 170.
Wow.
That's all I'm saying.
That just makes me want to delete the application.
And you can never get it back again. We're back with another episode. I think this is the 10th episode in a row now. I think.
Episode 371.
Yep. 10th episode in a row without fail, which is obviously a big feat for us if you know our uploading schedule is not that great. And of course we wouldn't be at this stage if it wasn't for the very few avid listeners we have. As we've always said, even if one individual tunes in every single week and listens, we are more than happy.
We should have had an advertising campaign with Flappy Bird.
We should have.
Yeah. Maybe they would have got us more listeners than the few.
Perhaps.
That we always refer to.
worth a try. But yeah, a big thank you to all the fans and friends of the Main Event Podcast on Facebook. Some of the comments and feedback we receive truly is brilliant, and we appreciate every single one of you for sticking with us, even if the WWE is not your thing.
Thank you.
Just some updates we touched upon last week. As you know, we've been uploading our content to a variety of places, our website, YouTube channel, Podomatic, and those of you with iPhones, iPads, iPods, or iTunes, basically, you've been able to download our podcast every week. Now you BlackBerry users can also download our podcasts. Our content was approved last week, and it should be on the BlackBerry podcast store right now. That's not all. In fact, just a few moments ago, we found out our content is now on Stitcher.
Breaking news.
Stitcher, this is where you can stream the latest in news, sports, talk, entertainment, radio, and wrestling, obviously, anywhere on demand.
You know what they say about Stitcher? You can't have a Stitcher without an itch for wrestling.
Arif says that, nobody else.
That's the tagline.
Stitcher is
On the Main Event Podcast.
Stitcher is the easiest way to discover the best of what we've got, like 20,000 plus radio shows, but obviously you want to listen to the Main Event Podcast. You can download the free app. It's on iPhones, iPads, Androids, Kindles, whatever. Or you can visit www.stitcher.com to download or listen to all of our episodes. Of course, we're extremely proud of this and surprised. So once more, thank you for the support.
Thank you very much.
And as always, we want to hear from you in any way and every way possible. Like us on Facebook at The Main Event Podcast, on Twitter at TME Podcast. Send us an email at tmepodcast@gmail.com. Arif is still waiting.
Just hoping and praying.
And of course, please visit our
They
website.
turn the heating off. It's so cold.
That's dedication right there. I think he deserves an email or two. www.tme-podcast.com
Podcast with a P.
for all our latest content and information. Please do get in touch. We'd love to hear from you more and more as time goes by, and we hope you stick with us as we continue our journey to become a top or even recognised with the podcast. I think we're well on our way.
Write us a message on the moon, and the man there will deliver it.
Definitely.
In his rocket ship.
Definitely.
You can make it into a song, and we'll listen to it with our ears.
Yep.
Like other podcasts.
Any way possible, literally. Anything. But yeah, we do have some good stuff lined up for you today.
Mind control.
Just like every week, we've got the reviews, the news, and of course discussions on certain topics. But this week, we will be focusing on a debate which never has a solid answer, but continues to be discussed amongst fans all over the world. The question is, who is the greatest WWE superstar of all time? So stick around for that discussion a little later on. But
See, Raza? I made you say that with mind control.
that's how we do it, the Main Event Podcast.
Yep. It's really just a one-man show. The other two are asleep, and I just make them say stuff like this.
So please send an email to Arif, give him props for doing that. I'm guessing it pains a little to actually control our mind.
Not as much as you think. There's a little bit of burning to begin. Oh, you meant the mind. Yes.
Yes. But yeah, on that odd note, I think it's time for Imran to bring you the greatest review of the worst wrestling show the WWE brings to you every single week. Imran's weekly review of Tuesday Night SmackDown, which airs on Friday. Imran, take it away.
Yep. And WWE make this thing called the Main Event. Not the Main Event Podcast, but the Main Event.
I thought they were the same thing.
No, I think ours is like a level above.
Oh, ours has more followers and listeners.
Yeah, we just get confused, but ours is level above.
Yeah, it's always. But SmackDown kicked things off with Daniel Bryan making his way down to the ring He begins by talking about the Authority and about his match against Randy Orton on Monday's Raw.
Really?
Yep. He says he doesn't want to be the face of WWE because when he did beat Orton, the Authority showed their true colours and sent out Kane to chokeslam him. He asked Kane to come out. He comes out. Kane apologises for attacking Bryan. Bryan brings up their old relationship as a tag team, and I like this bit. It was the old Team Hell No moment. And Bryan refers to Kane as his old friend. He says that authorities tried to do the same thing with him, and he's told them to shove it. Bryan tells Kane to go and get his mask back out. Kane acknowledges his history with Bryan, but blows it all off and books a match for Bryan to take on Antonio Cesaro. Next we got...
my favourite superstar.
Yep. NXT superstar, let me just say. Both of them NXT superstars. And then there were actually two more NXT superstars. Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, who took on the most underutilized stars on the entire roster. Guys, any clue who?
Dolph Ziggler.
The Miz.
No. No! The Miz.
Underutilized.
That was Aaron.
Yes.
I said Dolph Ziggler.
What?
Mind control.
Kofi Kingston.
And
Yeah. They beat Kofi Kingston.
what? 2-on-1.
No, it was Kofi Kingston and Dolph Ziggler.
Oh yes, I was right technically.
Yeah, and then after the match, we got this. We got this.
Yeah.
The Wyatt family come on the big screen. Bray Wyatt says that the Shield are acting like children. He says that the Shield thinks that Bray is a joke, but Bray is actually a monster, and they will realize how real he actually is.
You know,
Next,
thank
we
you
got
for clearing that
Sheamus.
up, because I thought it was the Shield.
Yeah,
Until,
yeah.
until you changed it, I had no idea.
I was fooling you there. Yeah.
Mind
Next we got
control, mind
Sheamus.
control.
Yes, it was Irish mistake.
Oh,
Next we
damn.
got Sheamus beating Ryback.
Hmm.
Then there was a stupid Triple H interview, another stupid Alberto promo, and you can guess what he said there. Talked about
CCC.
Batista.
Oh,
That
okay.
nobody cares about. Then we got the match. Daniel Bryan versus Antonio Cesaro, and this was a good match.
As we
With,
expected it to be.
Yep, with Bray Wyatt, Daniel Bryan getting the win. After the match, Cesaro and Kane both attacked Daniel Bryan. Then finally, AJ Lee, she finally got a win over another diva. It was one of the twins, don't know who. And then we got a great
Bella.
one of the Bella Bellas.
It's really
Then
difficult
we
to tell them apart, isn't it? Really difficult. They look
Well,
exactly
there
the
are
same.
two very
Yes.
distinct ways.
Yeah, if you pay close attention. I'm sure.
Well, one of them's dating Daniel Bryan, the other's dating John Cena.
Exactly.
Oh,
But,
that was very distinct.
yep.
Yep. And then after that, we got a great match, which was only going to go one way, with Bray Wyatt beating Goldust. After the match, Cody enters the ring, tries to protect his brother Goldust, where the Shield come on the big screen. Dean Ambrose says that they are the best and they'll prove it at Elimination Chamber. Seth Rollins says they are not scared of the Wyatts at all. And guys, I've got to admit, this moment really brought a tear to my eye, because don't laugh about this, but I've been watching NXT since the first season, since it was a reality show. And this is the moment that I actually realised that SmackDown is being run by former NXT talent. Really touching.
What happened?
What do you mean, what happened?
Yes, what happened? What?
What do you mean what happened?
Like, what?
Well, you're talking about three members of the Wyatt family
Oh.
and three members of the Shield.
Oh, you're talking about the previous moment. I thought you were talking about
Yeah.
upcoming. Oh, fair,
No,
yeah.
no.
Fair, yeah.
The previous moments.
Yeah,
Previous moments.
I understand.
Not to forget Daniel Bryan and Antonio Cesaro as well.
Hmm.
They made SmackDown. And then we finally get to the main event, where it was no surprise Randy Orton got the win over Christian.
Wow.
That was the
What a main
Black
event,
Members.
right?
Mm.
Yep.
Wow, guys.
What stood out for you? I'm guessing the
NXT.
NXT superstars.
Yeah, yeah. They actually ran SmackDown, and you know what? The future is looking good.
And the thing is, like, most of them are getting TV time on Raw as well. So it shows how far they have actually.
And a lot of cheers on Raw as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
What that sounded, well, I think probably that's your enthusiasm, let's call it. That sounded like a decent SmackDown. What rating would you give it? I think last week was 2, and so the week
I
before
think last week was 2.5.
2.5. Oh yes, massive improvements, isn't there? From
This week I give it 2 out of 5 NXTs. I don't want to do stars anymore
Oh, fair
because
enough.
it's all about NXT right
Yeah.
now.
2 out of 5 NXT is better than 1.5 NXTs.
Yes.
And obviously that moves on to
The greatest show in the world, Raw, live from the Staples Center. And guess what, guys?
it's live.
It's live, and Betty White is your guest host.
Everyone's
Wow.
Betty.
She comes out with the Big Show for a real cameo appearance from both of them. You know, like all cameo appearances. And she comes out and she says she's going to kick some ass. Out comes the Authority to ruin the party. And they hug Betty White as Triple H stares into Big Show's soulless, pointless eyes because Show doesn't have a feud at the moment. CM Punk chants echo through the arena for a short while as the Authority arrive. Steph and Hunter talk about reconsidering the fact that they reconsidered Daniel Bryan as the face of the WWE. Orton comes out to interrupt. He's told to go back to the locker room and prepare for your match against John Cena by Stephanie. But Orton replies with an apology. An apology. He should apologize to us. He doesn't, but he should because he's so terrible. Bryan interrupts to a huge reaction, and he says he wants Kane in a one-on-one match tonight. And when Hunter gives Bryan the night off, the segment ends. Charming. Up later, Mark Henry returns to Raw. The White family defeat Rey Mysterio. Yep, I know. I know. It's been such a long road since he got taken out by Brock Lesnar. The Wyatt family defeat Rey Mysterio, Cody Rhodes, and Goldust when Bray hits a wicked 619 into his sister Abigail for the win. After the match, Bray predicts that the Shield will fall just in time for my next game to begin. So, Shield break up at the Chamber as Bray goes on to face Cena at Mania? Possibly?
Who knows?
Backstage segment with the Shield and Renee Young, a.k.a. the girl who falls in love with everyone she interviews. Seriously, she always smiles and then turns into this sweet little puppy dog who just thinks, oh, you're the most amazing person in the world and I'm going to fall in love with you. Oh. Reigns asks Ambrose why he hasn't defended the US title, and as per usual, Steph Rollins does nothing. Fandango defeats Santino Marella, and we get a Byron Saxton interview. That's another NXT dude, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. More NXT.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
So we get an interview with him interviewing Sheamus. As in,
Just random.
pointless.
Byron Saxton at Raw is just random.
Byron Saxton took my job, Mike today. Sheamus and Christian defeat Swagger and Cesaro when Sheamus hits a bro kick on Swagger. Then we get Dolph Ziggler coming out to no cheers. Or not many. It didn't seem like it anyway. I'm surprised at the lack of push being given to such a talent is what I wrote down there. But then I realized that he did wrestle on SmackDown and he tagged with Kofi Kingston. So obviously he's getting somewhat of a push. He gets beaten by Del Rio, as I said, and it's quite sad, really, because after the match Del Rio puts on the cross-arm breaker but gets interrupted by Batista. And yeah, so yeah, no. He gets a pretty decent pop with a few boos before getting powerbombed. Or powerbombing Del Rio
That's an
through the
improvement.
announce table.
That's an improvement.
Hey,
Few
he
boos.
got cheers for the spot, but then like we cheered for Big Show choke slamming Randy Orton through the announcer's table on Raw Live. It's just for the spot. It's not for Batista. But Batista then walks backstage and bumps into Triple H of all people. Hunter says that he'll grant Batista a match against Del Rio at the Chamber, but he can't be going off on people like he just did. Triple H says that he's looking out for Batista, to which the Animal replies, I guess things really have changed around here. Well, yeah, you've been gone for quite a while, haven't you? So what do you expect? Do you want it to be all the same? Lee is announced for the WWE Hall of Fame 2014. That's going to be good. You screwed Matt. You screwed Matt. You screwed Matt. You screwed Matt. The Usos defeat Ryback and Curtis Axel, who have fallen considerably from their huge pushes, respective pushes. Mark Henry wins by DQ against Dean Ambrose for the US title when the Shield interfere, and then the Wyatts come out, and we get possibly the best moment of the night with the Shield and the Wyatts on opposite sides of the apron. So what happens? Roman Reigns pops into the ring. It's a huge cheers. Bray Wyatt jumps into the ring. It's a huge cheers. And Wyatt leaves with his crew, and that's the end of the segment. Slow burn, anyone?
Yep. It's always a slow burn these days.
A Divas match happens here, so I went to make a cup of tea, and I came back, and the match was over. And some of the Divas won, and some of the Divas lost, I assume, because when I came back, Corporate Kane was out, and he apologizes to the Authority in regards to his actions last week. But wait, he's joined by his old tag team partner, Daniel Bryan, who's here to set everything straight and team up with Kane again. No, he goes on to attack the Big Red Machine, and he gets the better of him and sends the crowd into a yes frenzy. Again, holding pattern.
It happened on my SmackDown. I'm sorry.
It's basically the same thing. I'm telling the same story.
Yep.
And it's main event time, and we get Randy Orton versus Christian. No, sorry, it's Randy Orton versus John Cena. It's a decent match with some nice spots, and the win comes when Cena hits a top rope leg drop before a huge AA on Orton for the 1-2-3, and we get a Cena salute at the end of a very, very average Raw. Holding part until Mania.
I know what I thought of this Raw when I watched it, but what would you give the overall rating? What would
I would say it gets. So there were a couple of decent points. The Wyatt and Shield promos and standoffs have taken over Raw, which seems surprising because obviously we're going up to WrestleMania and neither team is going to be in that same position come WrestleMania. So maybe it's just there to push Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns for their respective Mania matches. Apart from that, though, everything else was very, very average. Even the Daniel Bryan segments were a bit pointless.
Yep.
They're going away from the whole Daniel Bryan deserves to be in the main event at WrestleMania to Daniel Bryan is going to probably face Triple H at WrestleMania.
I think they've gone away from the whole WrestleMania thing. It just doesn't feel like WrestleMania. It doesn't feel like WrestleMania rivalries. There's no real shocks. There's no real entertainment. Well, there's build-up, but not really much build-up, really.
Let's be honest, can it get any worse than what it is already?
No, it can't.
Without CM Punk, I guess it really can.
Hey, did John Cena even talk last night?
I don't think so.
He didn't, did he?
It's because Arif, mind tricked him.
Yes.
Mind controlled him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mind control. But I would give Raw a solid 2.5 out of 5.
Beat my SmackDown.
Very, very average. Very, very average.
Hmm.
And that is SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen.
I think, how long is it till Elimination Chamber?
I made that on, sorry, I said SmackDown on purpose because it's basically SmackDown Part 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
How long do we have left until Elimination Chamber?
2 weeks.
And we have three matches announced.
And then the night after.
No, so hold up. What do we have? We've got the big Elimination Chamber announced.
Yeah.
Have
Batista.
Shield versus Wyatt.
Yeah. And Batista and Del Rio.
There'll be a Divas match thrown in, maybe a tag match for the titles thrown in, Usos versus the other Usos.
Ziggler will be on the
Miss.
pre-show. I don't
Wow.
know. It's not something you expect heading into the biggest stage in the calendar year for wrestling.
Oh, you didn't know? It's a throwaway pay-per-view.
Yes, and you know what? With Elimination Chambers, I usually love that pay-per-view.
Agreed. I think it's just
Yeah, even last year where it wasn't great, but it ended up decent.
it's just one of those where if you love that pay-per-view so much, you're going to be interested in WrestleMania a little bit more. But here it just seems like
I think because there's only one major title now, and one of the chamber matches isn't for the number one contendership for the other title, it just seems a bit diluted.
yeah. But what can we do? It's not easy being a fan nowadays, is it?
I mean, Cesaro's at least getting a shot. He's getting sort of a push.
I'd say that's probably the biggest positive heading into Chamber.
The only positive.
Yeah.
Breaking news: Cesaro back on NXT.
The only
time.
the other thing you can say is the Shield and the Wyatt family finally meeting up. Whether that could have been at WrestleMania, who knows? But
I think it's definitely better that they're using it now.
yeah,
Because there's obviously a lot more you can do with the Shield and the Wyatt family at Mania
Only
than
thing
just
is,
have them face each other.
there's just a little bit of fear that it could get rushed, but let's hope it doesn't.
Probably will.
Exactly, that's the only fear of having the Shield break up so soon, which I'm guessing could be within the next 2 months.
Yeah.
Possibly.
It still feels like WWE has no clue whatsoever what to do with WrestleMania.
Agreed.
This is going to be one of the worst planning-wise and possibly executing-wise as well in a very long time.
I guess all we can do is wait and see.
Yes.
But with your review over, tell us what you think of SmackDown and Raw. We're not expecting great reviews for SmackDown from you, but for Raw, let us know if you watch it and what you think of it as well. We'd love to hear from you. Now it's time for the news.
Most hotly anticipated segment on the show.
Right there, you just put me on the spot and under pressure.
Yep.
And I crumble and I sweat and I have a nervous breakdown.
I'm waiting for it.
Let's start with CM Punk again, as we have for
Hooray.
the last 3 weeks. WWE has started to remove CM Punk from packages and graphics within their programming. Punk
Yes,
was
obviously.
removed from the WWE Open that runs at the beginning of every show. I don't know if you noticed it. And he's been replaced.
Tonight is the night.
And he's been replaced with an old masked shot of Kane.
Well, that's keeping it current, isn't it?
Punk,
That's the way to do it, WWE.
Punk was also removed from a Raw graphic on the WWE app, as well as a clip of him talking about Paul Heyman. That's been removed from a preview package of the WWE Network's WWE Countdown series. As we know, WWE at this stage haven't made a public comment on Punk's WWE status. However,
I don't think they will.
they were still selling his merchandise on Raw though. Another reason why WWE's opted not to talk about the recent departure of Punk is because Vince personally likes Punk. He thinks he's a decent guy.
Oh, who's this character that's left?
It's
Hunter, Stephanie, who are they? It's CM Punk, Dad. Bring him out. I like him.
I like Phil. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, and he wants to. I apologise for these impressions, by the way. Punk wants
You're
Vince wants to try and work things out with him since he's one of the top selling superstars. This is part of the reason why they haven't taken any obvious cheap shots at him. You'd think. Stay tuned. You'd think they haven't taken any cheap shots, but we have found some things.
cheap shots to Punk.
A couple of things.
They want the situation to blow over and have him return. Nothing happened, which I doubt because we're not stupid. The company was said to be furious when TMZ ran an article about him legitimately quitting the company, as they wanted to keep things as quiet as possible. Now,
TMZ are known for keeping things quiet.
oh, exactly. It's like the more trustworthy website out there.
Apart from www.tme-podcast.com.
Oh, that's
Podcast with a P.
Do we really need to say that? Because they already know, don't they?
Just in case.
Yeah, numerous mainstream media outlets obviously have reported on it, and it's basically the exact opposite of what WWE wanted, really. They've invested a ton of money into Punk, with marketing ads and merchandise. Arif bought a t-shirt.
Yep.
So they would have,
I did. Imran nearly bought a t-shirt.
you stopped it. They want to protect his name until his contract runs out in July. If the two sides can't come to a new agreement, WWE won't mention Punk until his contract officially expires. But as of right now, the two sides are not talking.
Ooh, not a good sign.
WWE.com has a new poll online, which I think you can still vote, I'm not sure. They're asking fans who they want to see win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship Elimination Chamber match.
CM Punk.
Currently over 45,000 votes have been cast, and I think it's a no-brainer who leads the poll. Daniel Bryan with
Chris Jericho.
Daniel Bryan with 34%.
Break the wall down, break down the wall.
See, you started. I didn't even mention Jericho. I was gonna say Christian.
You know the Judas and I'm the priest.
John Cena second with 29%.
Baby, what you got about that? The free.
Orton at 14%.
To the reader, break the walls down.
Sheamus is fourth at 11. Christian is fifth with 7%. Cesaro last with 6%.
Oh,
I am not happy with that. Several fans have said CM Punk is still being advertised in local commercials in the Chicago area. As we said last week, they're going to tape Raw in Chicago on March 3rd, I think.
Get ready for a blast.
Punk continues to show up on WWE advertising for various shows, but obviously these advertisements should be taken seriously as WWE, it takes them quite a while to remove people from them, and this situation is Punk. I think the fact that he still advertises is likely probably an oversight, not an indication that the situation is at work. The advertisements are made months in advance.
Well, of course. I mean,
Yeah.
he seemed to have left really abruptly, so to think that they could change it in 2 weeks is a bit surprising. So yeah, it's fair enough.
Yeah, obviously there is the possibility that WWE hopes Punk will be back in time for the events he's advertised for, but each day he's being removed from more and more advertisements. So, it's just simply a waiting game. Something from last week's Raw now, which didn't make the podcast. I don't know if you remember Randy Orton's promo to open the show. You should do, because Arif put in his review. The people backstage actually told Orton to speed up his delivery on the promo.
Oh.
The reason for that was, well then, that's good, because, we don't want to hear Orton. So the quicker he finishes, the better. But the reason for this was that they thought if Orton continues at the slower pace he normally talks, the CM Punk chants would get louder and louder and hijack that segment.
I'm Randy Orton. I am the face.
I thought he was pretty good last week on Raw.
Of the WWE.
Yeah, you should really speed up.
Yeah. Oh, obviously, do you not hear all the CM Punk chants? They almost hijacked your segment. But the WWE Superstars event last week as well, they had...
I'm sorry, Hunter.
The CM Punk chants, the Superstars were told to talk over any CM Punk chants and not stop while the crowd chanted. Interesting developments, and I will get to it. Obviously, this news is in chronological order, so some things are a little older than new, than old, but I'll get to it all eventually. The recent promos by The Miz and Dolph Ziggler on WWE app are a work, as you'd imagine. There's an idea to go with disgruntled Angry Men tag team featuring the two. Dolph Ziggler and The Miz are expected to begin tagging on TV over the next several weeks, and I think that is officially the end for...
The lowest of the low.
Yep. According to sources in WWE's merchandising department, the staff have been told that anything related to CM Punk should be changed over to Randy Orton for the time being, because everybody buys an Orton shirt.
Yep.
Because he's so good.
Change it over to the biggest heel.
At this time, there's growing concern that Alberto Del Rio will not be re-signing when the WWE contract expires, which is another big superstar could be out on his way.
Concern for us because we think that he will resign?
Kind of.
We don't want him to resign. He's terrible.
Alberto, I think he's good.
It's just nothing for him now, is there? He's pretty much done everything.
Defeating him to Batista, he's only going to lose and get buried and get destroyed.
Well, obviously WWE don't want to lose him, he's money in Mexico. So
Exactly.
that's a big.
Use him well.
Yeah. But in the past, W has openly talked about retiring sooner rather than later, which is similar to CM Punk. He's going to be 37 years old in May.
Cabron.
He's already
That's how he speaks.
he's had obviously a massive career in Mexico. He's done it all before coming to WWE. WWE was his last stop, pretty much. And I think he's won the World Heavyweight Championship.
He's won the WWE.
He's won WWE as well. Sorry, yeah. So I don't think there's a lot for him. But obviously, I think people would like him to stay. But yeah, he has grown.
Style.
He's he's grown frustrated since he went from being a top guy at one point to being fed to Batista, which, as Iman said, makes no sense. Talking of Batista, there's been obviously recent teases of Batista and Brock Lesnar. The rumours that are in plan right now are to have them engage in a feud, perhaps as soon as after WrestleMania. The backstage feeling on the Daniel Bryan versus Triple H match, which is rumoured at WrestleMania, is that no one expects Bryan to go over to Triple H, which is great news. Great news. Talking of WrestleMania, the current plan for the kickoff show is for it to last a whole hour. Counting the kickoff show, WrestleMania 30 will last 5 hours in total.
Wow.
5 hours. I think if it's a terrible show, it's going to be 5 hours of just...
The 3 hours of Raw is such a drag. And this WrestleMania is going to be awful.
WWE need to pull the finger out and do something if they expect fans to tune in for 5 hours. That's the thing, we probably will anyway, but we're just threatening that we won't. But yeah, it's going to happen anyway. Take-Two, they've announced that WWE 2K15 is in development. And we said last week it's on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, but they've confirmed it will be released on the next-gen consoles as well.
Well, it's current gen now, but yeah.
Pardon?
Xbox One.
They're current gen now.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Let's not get technical.
So on the current gen consoles, was that?
On the current gen consoles.
The current gen consoles.
At this time, the WWE has told their merchandise department not to come with any specialised products for The Rock. WWE may use Rock in special merchandise with group shots, but no individual products are being produced.
Basically, it doesn't matter about The Rock.
The Rock isn't expected to be part of WrestleMania 30 event. The plan was for him to be involved, but I think an injury or scheduling conflicts meant he couldn't. WWE is operating under the assumption that the earliest he will return is 2015. During media appearances, The Rock has stated he would not be part of this year's event, but he hasn't ruled out future returns with the company. But CM Punk is just like gritting his teeth at hearing that, isn't he?
Yep.
Those within WWE believe that Paul Bearer will definitely be one of the final inductees in the 2014 Hall of Fame. Along with Bearer, I think, we know Jake Roberts and Ultimate Warrior, they've been confirmed.
Lita has been confirmed.
I think they're talking to Stacy Keibler as well.
Ooh.
2 divas?
Never know. Never know. We could get the match. The first main event at WrestleMania get inducted.
I think there's no update for that really at the minute. They still want it, but Mr. T has turned them down several times in the past. He pays the fool. That's all.
I pity the fool.
All we can say.
I'm getting no plane.
There's another wrestler. I don't know if he wrestled in the WWE, WWF, whatever. Danny Hodge. Apparently they want him inducted. They go, if he doesn't get inducted this year, he probably never will. WrestleMania is in New Orleans this year.
Yep.
Yeah, so Danny Hodge is from New Orleans, is big wrestling in the 1960s, so it makes sense. They want him to be the homegrown wrestler inducted, and they say if it doesn't happen this year, it never will, most likely. As of the weekend, exactly, I don't want to sound disrespectful, but yeah, I've not heard of him either. As of last weekend, Sting still hasn't officially signed a deal with WWE. Word is that his contract is still being worked on. The deal is nearly finished, and now they're still working on merchandise. It'd be so funny if he just rejects them after all the merchandise is made. But yeah, he's still not expected to be part of WrestleMania 30, and he probably won't compete in the ring until WrestleMania 31. The idea is that WWE will use his in-ring WWE debut as a selling point for the event. We're back to CM Punk. Vince McMahon is still desperate to get him back. Apparently he's not picking any phone calls up from the WWE.
Give that Punk a call. Give that Punk. Oh, Punk. Oh, you're fired. Oh, you're hired. You're hired.
Yep. The WWE Elimination Chamber pay-per-view will be airing on WWE Network in March. You know about now. Monday 24th February is Monday Night Raw, and the night the WWE Network is officially launched. while Brock Lesnar was reported to be gone from WWE until after Elimination Chamber, there's speculation that he will appear at the pay-per-view itself.
Ooh.
Maybe that's what this Christian thing's been about. He might not be the final competitor. Who knows?
Ooh, make him win the title.
This is WWE. It's not fantasy wrestling. As much as we'd like that to happen, I don't think it will. Lesnar's final appearance, well, latest appearance, was on the Raw Afro Rumble, where he attacked the Rhodes Brothers. I think it's rumoured that he will wrestle Undertaker at WrestleMania 30. Even if he doesn't face Undertaker, Lesnar is confirmed for the event, so he will get a match.
Lesnar versus Miz. Book it.
What is Lesnar ever going to get out of that match?
What's the Miz ever going to get out of that match?
He's-
probably a concussion.
Yeah, not a bad thing, is it really? Well, he's always the decent superstar to get the concussions as well, isn't it? Never the Miz. As of this past week,
Yes, because Fandango is really a decent
well,
superstar.
Fandango gets us Fandangoing all the time. He gets a better reaction than the Miz.
That is true.
WWE's creative team, they're still reconsidering some of the top matches for WrestleMania 30. Word is that they are exactly, a month, it's almost 2 months until the biggest event. Word is that they're still gauging recent...
Yeah, so no pressure.
No pressure, yeah. They're recently taking the crowd reaction into consideration over business, and they're still going to take these reactions into consideration before making final decisions. There were talks...
Well, I mean, if that was the case, then why is Bryan not in the main event against CM Punk?
I have no idea. I can't answer that question for you.
Answer the question, Raza. Why is Bryan not in the main event against CM Punk?
He might be. I'll have a word. That's all I can offer you right now. There's talk backstage of doing a triple threat match at WrestleMania 30 featuring all three members of the Shield, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. The match was heavily being talked about this past week, but that could change if they decide to go the triple threat match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship with Orton, Bryan and Batista.
I guess you'll get chucked out of that match. The original one.
The WWE officials...
Rollins.
WWE officials don't want two triple threat matches being featured on the same show. Understandable, I guess. But if they do go with a triple threat match for the WWE World Heavyweight title, the plan is to go with... If they don't go with a triple threat match, the plan is to go with a Bryan versus Triple H match. Bryan will be seemingly replacing CM Punk, as the original plans did have CM Punk facing Triple H. But at one point, Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus was planned for WrestleMania 30. Seriously, that was planned.
So the only good thing about CM Punk leaving is the fact that he doesn't have to see Sheamus versus Bryan.
Again.
3 WrestleManias in a row, or whatever it was.
Yep. Along with that, Goldust versus Cody Rhodes is currently penciled in. Obviously, plans can change. Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar is still a go. John Cena versus Bray Wyatt, as we said, is the lock match. That is practically done. But they're also focusing on Sheamus and Ryback. They've had a back and forth feud, which I didn't even notice.
It's a shame to say that you lost your head. Which Ryback really did, because he's crazy.
Yes, they had a match on SmackDown.
Is that a feud? Unless they're going to
What?
continue.
It wasn't a feud.
Why?
They didn't bill it as a feud.
Why give away your match? Oh.
The two may face on WrestleMania 30. It's not confirmed. When it is, we will tell you.
When it is, we'll complain again.
Yeah, so there is one more possibility, and that is a match between Triple H and Roman Reigns. WWE set to be very high on Reigns right now, which is obviously no secret at all.
Will Reigns go over?
Triple
If he
H
gets
with
buried
his
by
shovel.
Triple H, that's probably it for his career.
That's the biggest and only push of his career, and what happens if the Shield break up over that as well?
Exactly.
But yeah, the storyline of the Authority using the Shield as henchmen for the past year would be the launching point for a potential match. Newer reports, I should say, are suggesting that WWE aren't looking at Sting as a top priority. I think a couple of years ago they would do, wouldn't they? But right now they're not looking at the top priority. They're pushing the idea that he should be a priority, though those people who do have a lot of pull within the company. That being said, WWE are looking towards Sting because he can make money. T-shirts, action figures, DVDs, other products.
Soap, hairspray, drinks.
Face paint.
Oh, that's it. Damn. Can we pretend I said it?
Yeah.
Okay, cut this bit. Face paint.
That,
Carry on.
great shout. The latest in regards to Sting is that he may appear at WrestleMania 30, but won't wrestle. The company feels if he can pass their physicals, he should still be considered, a special attraction type of performer like The Undertaker. With WrestleMania 31 taking place in California, there's a good chance he will be considered for the Hall of Fame as well. The Undertaker, he's reportedly confirmed to return to WWE TV at the February 24th taping of Raw, which is, again, the WWE Network launch. Apparently that return was locked in the last 48 hours.
Really?
Yeah, they're just leaving everything to the last minute, aren't they?
So stupid, WWE.
The show is the day, the night after the Nation Champion pay-per-view, and if Undertaker does appear, you can expect his opponent to interrupt him, as we've seen for the last 2 years, was it? Triple H interrupted him.
Yep.
Punk interrupted him. Well, Punk called him out. Yeah.
The King of Kings.
Bray Wyatt's theme song, Live in Fear, it might be performed live at WrestleMania 30.
By real people?
Exactly. Mark Crozer.
Skeletons.
Mark Crozer, I think he's
Sheeps.
the band leader guy.
Sheeps.
Drum guitar guy.
Sheeps on WrestleMania.
He posted on his Facebook, whereas I'm no longer able to contain my excitement, I may as well let you know I'm playing WrestleMania. I'll let you know more details when I get them. He's deleted that post. The only music he does have in WWE is Bray Wyatt's. But I think that kind of ruins the, feeling of the entrance, having someone...
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's different. It's different for Punk, because his was really good.
I disagree.
Really?
I think this adds a new... Go ahead, Imran. I think you're going to say the same thing I'm going to say.
Yeah, I think it just elevates Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
He's a big deal now.
Yep.
I know, but it's just like...
Only big superstars get the music at WrestleMania. For example, CM Punk, Triple H, The Miz,
Triple H.
John Cena, The Rock.
Triple H.
The Miz,
Triple H.
Rey Mysterio.
I think Triple H has had it once.
Just once?
And then
Once,
after that we had Triple H again. Most
Has
ahead was...
Undertaker ever had it?
Yeah, but what, someone just stand there and say dong? Or
Dong.
just hit like symbols together?
Well, it could have been Limp Bizkit.
But they probably have, I have no idea.
Keep on rolling, baby.
Yep. Now for the UK fans, WWE has signed a new TV deal with Sky Sports to air their programming on UK television. The new contract is for... Yeah, don't be saying woo yet. Don't be saying woo yet.
Woo!
The new
I was
contract
doing my Ric Flair
is
impression.
for 5 years, so 2019. Pardon?
That's okay.
That's okay. They will air... Sky Sports will air Raw, SmackDown, NXT Superstars main event each week. They have recap shows and all that.
Yeah, I watch it all. Yeah.
You're probably like half the viewership for that. For half these programs.
Yeah.
With the new deal, the TV rights fees jumped 3 times previous amount. Basically, WWE making big time money from this deal.
Wow.
In previous years, Sky Sports showed select pay-per-views for free, most notably Money in the Bank.
I used to love that.
Others, and I'm sure it was on last year, wasn't it? Wasn't it on Sky Sports,
Yeah.
the latest one?
It was free.
The majority of them are traditional pay-per-views where you have to buy them on Sky Box Office. This time around, there are no free pay-per-view events.
What?
Really? That's why I was saying hold your wooing. All 12 pay-per-view events will be buy only.
That's gonna... Oh, bloody hell.
Only there's a way to watch it online. It's just... I don't know.
WWE Network.
Yeah, we'll call it WWE Network. What's wrong with him?
No, sorry. I was laughing at something completely different. Not the fact that Imran said that the only way to watch it online is through the WWE Network.
Keeping it
Official methods only.
keeping it legal.
I'm Mike Sinead. I work for TNA.
Yep.
Just letting you know you can download for free.
This is something obvious.
Don't
WWE
pay for WWE.
are looking at Roman Reigns as the heir apparent to John Cena. Just interesting
It's
statement.
that golden brown hair.
Yeah. Hulk Hogan, he's also been booked for the WWE Network launch show Monday Night Raw in Green Bay. Undertaker's there. Jimmy Hart's supposed to be there. Hulk Hogan might be there. So
Part-time is central.
So yeah, watch it. When asked by a fan on Twitter whether the rumours that he wants to return to WWE are true, Kurt Angle replied with, "It's true." Oh, it's true, Arif. Kurt Angle, do you reckon he can...
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Yep.
Another part-timer come in.
Oh, I love Angle, though. Angle's just one of them guys who can get the react. He can wrestle.
Yeah. No, he can't. Not anymore. He can't.
Fair enough. I see where you're coming from.
Hashtag still better than The Miz.
Exactly.
Trending now.
That's the key thing. He's probably still better than half the talent WWE have at the minute.
Yeah, better than Swagger.
Once the WWE Network launches, the company are going to start using their new logo. They've already started using the new merchandise. So I think it's safe to say that is the new WWE logo, which is
Hooray!
pretty cool.
I like it.
Due to WWE diva Naomi reportedly needing surgery to repair her fractured orbital bone.
Face. No.
Face. Oh,
No.
that is just mean.
No, it is her face. Her face. Her eye. Face.
Yeah.
Face, eye.
Apparently she was supposed to win the WWE Divas Championship at WrestleMania 30 or prior to WrestleMania 30. So I think...
Thank God that's not going to happen because there goes my theory of the week.
Yeah, finally, this is interesting. I saved this for last. At the start of the news, which is about 3 hours ago, I mentioned that WWE haven't been taking any cheap shots at CM Punk. I think you'll find that they have.
Oh.
First, we have... Let's go with Seth Rollins.
Okay.
Last night on Raw, during a commercial break, it was reported that during the Dean Ambrose-Mark Henry match, Seth Rollins was started shouting CM who?
CM who? That's just his Alzheimer's kicking in.
Oh, fair enough.
CM who?
This is the more interesting one.
CM who?
A video has surfaced online. It's a legitimate video. It's nothing dubbed or anything. It's something which I think must have taken place before Raw. Jerry Lawler, Michael Cole and JBL were hooked to the microphones and the fans started chanting CM Punk. And this was because they were talking to themselves, I think, the commentators. And once the CM Punk chants broke out, you can hear Michael Cole say, "Oh, here we go. This will drown out soon." And
Michael!
No, Michael Cole said that.
Oh.
And then he said maybe they should start chanting "Go away" instead of CM Punk. Jerry Lawler had a little bit of laughter here and there as well. I don't know if they're taking a shot at CM Punk. I think Orton has, Ryback has. These guys are doing it as well. If I was Punk, I'd say, what the hell are they doing? They want me back, and they treat me like this. But yeah, if I can find a link to that video, I will put it in the description somewhere. You can find it somewhere.
There'll be a link. I found it.
That's fine. But it's interesting to see, and it is real. And it's kind of...
Oh, it's real. It's damn real.
And with that, the news is done at last. If there's any news I've missed out, any big stories, real stories...
Honestly, Razal, no offense to you, but you've become like the bearer of bad news.
I'm better than Bad News
You
Barrett.
are Bad News Barrett.
The better version.
Oh! Bad News Barrett wasn't on Raw.
SmackDown.
The King's theory came true. King's theory of the week.
That's actually bad news. What the hell? Where is bad?
I've got some bad news. Wade Barrett has infiltrated the Main Event Podcast studios
Get out of here.
to tell you about the theory of the week. Can I have some decorum, please? AJ Lee will hold on... Okay, this is difficult. AJ Lee will hold on to the Divas title up until WrestleMania, where she will face the newly Hall of Famed Lita for the championship. We get the old school diva, gothic, crazy, weird...
Matt Hardy. Edge.
Exactly. Against the new school, AJ, crazy, gothic, weird.
I'm sure CM Punk went out with Lita and is now going out with AJ Lee.
Oh, that's really weird because that's who the special guest referee is for this match.
In this cage match, yeah. with
We
the Hell in
also
a
have
Cell
at
around it.
WrestleMania CM Punk versus Triple H, CM Punk versus Batista, CM Punk versus Randy Orton, triple threat match CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan versus CM Punk,
I think it's
tag
been.
team match Usos versus CM Punk and CM Punk, mirror mirror match.
There are rumours. Can I just interrupt? I think CM Punk is supposed to be on the pre-show panel, and I think for the Hell in a Cell match between Carly and The Miz, I think he is the special guest commentator. I think. We'll have a look.
Special guest commentator. What a match that will be.
Mm.
But yeah, as I was saying, sorry, that's right. Another part-timer will come back to Mania to win the title. It's Batista and Lita, and it's their show with The Undertaker, with Hulk Hogan, with Sting, possibly, and a bunch of others.
Will it?
Welcome to WrestleMania 30.
This is not worth $15.95.
Yep.
Oh, it's a lot
And,
more in America. It's $49.
The worst thing about it is as soon as WrestleMania is over, we won't see half the roster again.
Yeah. Put it this way, that could be the last we see of the Shield together.
Yep.
And it's upsetting. But who knows, we could see a new star in Bray Wyatt when he defeats John Cena.
who?
You sound like some old grandma in the corner house.
That's Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins. Now we are going to move on to our final segment. I hope it's right.
Yep.
Because I've been getting quite a few mistakes recently. Again, as I said earlier, we want to focus on a debate which has gone on for God knows how many years. Who is the greatest WWE superstar of all time? Everybody has their own opinions. You can base it on ability, microphone work, crowd reaction, merchandise, or just someone who's devoted to the company for years on end. Obviously, there's no right or wrong answer unless you are. Then you're wrong, I'm afraid.
Apparently so.
That's just how it goes. What we are hoping to achieve is that we can come up with the top 5 greatest WWE superstars of all time together. So I'm thinking we can pick a superstar each, and then we can come up with 2 more to come up with the top 5 before breaking them down into 5th place, 4th,
Break
3rd,
it down.
2nd, and of course the greatest of all time. I don't think it's going to be easy because we don't always see eye to eye.
Well, actually, I've got a name of 8 wrestlers down that could easily be the greatest of all time. So this is going to be one of the toughest things.
You've got to pick one from the 8.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Actually, it's not even 8. I could go on. I could add another one who's just come to my mind. Woo.
Zack Ryder.
No.
That's 3 woos. This was only 1. This is difficult.
Yes. Stupid.
Yes.
who
Daniel Bryan?
No.
Who wants to
No, Daniel Bryan?
go first, 2nd, 3rd?
Well, you know what? I'm going to go first, and I'm going to bring up who is quite possibly the biggest superstar, the biggest wrestler, the biggest attraction in all of entertainment, WrestleMania's real main event, The Undertaker. There is no WrestleMania without The Undertaker. The Undertaker has been there for decades, doing what he does best, destroying superstars, giving us incredible storylines, incredible memories. The Undertaker is quite simply the best.
Well, yeah, he's been there for decades, but we've seen him like 3 times in the past 3 years.
Yeah, he's old, but he has given us so much memories.
Oh, there's no denying that.
Do you think WrestleMania would be WrestleMania without him? No, you look forward to WrestleMania because of him. You always question who will challenge The Undertaker's streak. And with guys like CM Punk, fair enough, CM Punk carried the match, but without The Undertaker, we wouldn't have had that incredible match. Like, The Undertaker, all the way.
No, I'm not taking anything away from you or Undertaker. I think that's a great shout. I personally don't think he's the greatest. Obviously, definitely a top 5. There's no denying that. But Arif, who...
Are you all sitting comfortably?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who better than the best in the world? Now, I know what you're both thinking. Arif, how can you consider Punk to be the greatest superstar of all time when he wasn't even considered the best in the company at the time?
Yes, with our American accents.
No. Stop it. Let's start again. CM Punk was able to do more with one shoot promo than any other WWE superstar has been able to do with regular promos. And yep, I said it. I think his promo was better than the Austin 316 promo. I think his
Right.
promo was better than the Ric Flair Woo promo, his original one. His promo was better than the Triple H promos, the countless pointless ones, the awesome ones. I can't think of other promos because, let's be honest, CM Punk's was the best. The pipe bomb from years gone by still echoes around arenas today, even more so now that he's gone. And he is the epitome of the anti-hero. Definitely is one of the greatest heels that has ever graced the squared circle. Sure, he's no Ric Flair or Hulk Hogan. He's not as charismatic as The Rock or Chris Jericho. He's not as technically gifted, maybe, as Daniel Bryan or Kurt Angle. And he's not as exciting in the ring as Rob Van Dam or Rey Mysterio, but he can switch a match on at the click of a finger. CM Punk has done what no current nor former WWE superstar has been able to do, in my mind.
And that's when I step in and disagree.
Oh.
I think CM Punk, as good as he is, as much as I agree that he is the best in the world, CM Punk won't be thought of as one of the greatest of all time. Up there, top 10, not top 5 in my opinion. Reason for that is I don't think he really changed the WWE as much as I hoped he would. I don't think he successfully
Ice
did
cream
it.
bars, Raza. Ice cream bars.
I think CM Punk is a poor man's version of who I'm about to pick. The man who opened the door for CM Punk to talk as he did, and that's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold Steve Austin defined the Attitude Era, the best era, the era you guys and me and thousands and millions of fans all over the world have said is the best era in the WWE or the WWF. Again, he wasn't the most technical, as I said, but he was the leader of what was perhaps the greatest era of all sports entertainment. With the middle finger, never done before, the beer, never done before, that mud hole stomp, the what chants. He just had what a star from the Attitude Era should have. When someone hears, glass shattering, everybody instantly knows who's coming out. And that's when, things are about to get real. I think it's so painfully obvious that even when, in a limited time, Austin was in the ring, he made the best impact of any WWE superstar. His feud with Triple H, brilliant. The Rock, another great, brilliant. But one of the best feuds of all time was against the boss, Vince McMahon. That's going to stand as one of the greatest of all time. A man of his caliber is someone that has the attitude of someone who just wants to win and wants to entertain. And I think the last term is probably a forgotten one, entertaining us. And I think it has become a lost art. And I think Austin is the first one and perhaps the best to have mastered that. I think his presence is missed, probably more than anyone. When he comes back, hopefully, I hope he comes back, fans will show the appreciation of what a superstar he was. And for me, I think, me personally, the crowd give a better reaction, and I certainly get more goosebumps every time I hear the glass shatter rather than if you smell what The Rock is cooking.
But that's the problem with it, though, isn't it? Because he was big in an era when it was easy to be big, where everyone loved wrestling.
But
everyone loved wrestling. I'm sorry, I let you speak. This is my time. The best in the world is back. CM Punk.
But neither of them was there throughout like a long period. Like neither of them were like the Undertaker there for decades.
Undertaker was
game.
there. He comes back every year as a special attraction.
Well,
He's
that's only the past 2 years, the past 3 years. If he could, he would be back. I'm sure before I started reviewing SmackDown, The Undertaker was there on SmackDown last year. If he could, he would. If he could have done SummerSlam, he would have done SummerSlam.
Can we just get back to CM Punk for a second? Because we're forgetting the fact that it's easy. It was easy to make yourself as a superstar back in the day. I mean, look at the big superstars back then. You had The Undertaker, Kane, The Big Show, Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, all great characters, but we don't have that anymore. We still have the old guard. The biggest superstars right now are John Cena, who gets booed out of the building when he's a face, Randy Orton, who gets no reaction, and Daniel Bryan. Fair enough, but he's, dare I say it, just a really good wrestler.
Can I ask you a couple of questions? Imran, don't lie or don't joke. What is the greatest era of all time? As you've said countless times. I'll answer for you.
Don't feel pressured. Don't feel pressured.
As you've both said a million times, the Attitude Era
No, but
is...
why was it though? It wasn't because of people like Stone Cold and The Rock and stuff.
No,
Yeah,
but
sure,
no,
they
I'm
contributed
getting to my
it,
point. I'm getting to my
but
point.
the crowd were
I'm,
easy to entertain.
I'm getting to my point.
All you had to do is pull your pants down. Everyone loved it.
I'm getting
Ah,
to
yeah.
my point.
Suck it.
What
Suck it.
is... I'm getting to my point. What is, or who is the WWE's biggest competitor right now?
TNA.
TNA. Would you class that as a massive competition?
Yes, Mike Tenay.
During the WWE or the WWF Attitude Era days, who was the main competition?
Eric Bischoff's
WCW, who practically run WWE into the ground. Stone Cold Steve Austin is the single superstar to bring WCW
I
to take him
disagree.
down.
Mick Foley was the reason that
Mick
WCW
Foley
started to
helped.
lose it.
Stone
Yep.
Cold was
DX
the man.
helped a lot.
Stone Cold opened
Yep.
so many doors. His antics against the boss, that's the reason people like CM Punk get to
Okay,
talk.
what about this one? What about this one? Shawn Michaels.
Let's...
And you talk about
Yep.
going up against the boss.
Yep.
Well, I'm sure Bret Hart did it. I'm sure Shawn Michaels did it. When it came to actually entertaining the fans, I remember a retirement speech that Shawn Michaels gave
Yep.
where it was brilliant. It was so well done. This was so much,
So much passion,
at a
so
time
much
way
enthusiasm.
before Stone
Yep.
Cold Steve Austin,
Yep.
way before Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah,
Every
but
time
with...
the fans heard his music, they would cheer for him.
Yeah.
And Shawn Michaels was a guy who shouldn't have made it. At the time where there were guys like, Hulk Hogan wrestling, Ultimate Warrior wrestling, guys like Shawn Michaels should not have made it.
Yeah,
He
but with
made
Shawn Michaels, he's one of your... Or, I know he's entertaining. He's probably is one of the greatest of all time. But I'm saying Stone Cold Steve Austin was one of the first who did these antics of the beer, going against the boss in different ways. Just his characters, the middle finger defines itself. Something as little as that changed the whole outlook of the Attitude Era. And I think he is the key figure to bring down WCW. Whether you agree or not, it's my personal opinion.
I disagree. I think the screw job started it.
I think Stone Cold.
Agreed.
I think Stone Cold is the reason CM Punk has the whatever to speak out.
But then-
if there was
but then-
no Stone Cold, CM Punk would not be where he is right now because there'd be no benchmark to set himself to. He might have gone past that benchmark, but without Stone Cold, CM Punk wouldn't have reached it or beat it. That's my point why CM Punk is not the greatest of all time. Probably the best in the world today, but not the greatest of all time. I can agree with Imran on The Undertaker. He probably deserves to be up there, but I don't agree with CM Punk.
I think what you've got to realise is right now it's a different era. It's completely different. The fact that Stone Cold was great 15, 20 years ago is a testament to how easy it was to be big in wrestling at that time. All you had to do was have a bit of an attitude and drink a couple of beers. That's exactly what it was. CM Punk puts everyone through his paces, through his own methods. He changes a match with a click of a finger.
I wouldn't say...
Stone Cold couldn't do that. Stone Cold really couldn't. He had a terrible wrestling style, which is attributed to this day. The only reason he was entertaining is because
Put it this way, he went to WCW and he failed.
Yeah, but so did Mean Mark Calloway in WCW. I think if the WWE made a career himself. CM Punk went to TNA.
CM Punk made a career of himself wherever he's been.
CM Punk
Yep,
went to
CM
TNA
Punk-
and he weren't the superstar he is today. So you can't say it was Austin.
No, but
Mean
that was
Mark-
when he
Mean
was
Mark-
young.
Mean
Stone
Mark
Cold,
Calloway
Stone
didn't-
Cold wasn't young at those
Yeah,
times.
but Stone Cold was still relatively unknown. Undertaker,
CM
Mean
Punk-
Mark Calloway
CM
was
Punk's
relatively
first
unknown.
WrestleMania.
CM Punk was well known.
CM Punk's first WrestleMania, dressed up as John Cena, watching John Cena run out. He was
Yep.
one of the extras. What happened a few years later? On par with John Cena, probably bigger than John Cena.
Yep.
He did that himself. Nobody else.
As I
He's
said,
not doing it for money. He's doing it because he dreams of main eventing WrestleMania.
I
That's
don't
why.
think any of the three guys we've mentioned have been doing it for money. So,
Well, I don't know. Stone Cold walked out of Raw because he didn't want to lose or have a match to Brock Lesnar.
CM Punk
we
walked out of
we
Raw.
shouldn't talk about walking out.
CM Punk walked
That's not
out of
helping
Raw.
my cause.
So I don't see what the point is. CM Punk walked out of Raw. Maybe he's copying Stone Cold there. Maybe he's another example to the
And that's
support
the
of
bottom
all time.
line.
My point
Right.
is, Arif has been saying it was easier back then. Perhaps it was a little easier than what it is today because a lot of people are getting more buried. But I think it wasn't that easy because of the level of competition they were up against in WCW. In WWF, fair enough, they made the name.
You're saying that Stone Cold was the reason that everyone switched back over to WWF?
No, I'm not saying he's the
He
particular
wasn't.
reason. I'm saying he played a key figure in the demise of WCW.
But then there's a reason why the WWE is so popular today, and one of those reasons is CM Punk.
And the reason
Yes.
CM Punk's popular is because people like Stone Cold open the doors for him to speak and be
Not
wild.
really. Not before CM Punk. At the time
If
of
CM,
CM
Punk, if
Punk,
CM Punk was around
nobody.
in the Attitude Era, I guarantee you he would have been bigger than Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I disagree because I don't think he would have done the things Austin would have done.
Really?
Basically,
I disagree.
right now in WWE, at the time of the infamous pipe bomb, there was nobody that could have stood
Yep.
out
Yep.
and actually stand up. Nobody. Stone Cold did not open the doors for CM Punk. CM Punk opened his own doors.
CM
I
Punk shattered those doors.
I disagree with that again. I don't think CM Punk. Maybe he did, shatter
Wow.
the door. I just don't think he was all. He was all by himself. I think the reason is that because of the guys like you said, Austin, Mick Foley, people like that are the reason CM Punk could speak. And as I would say, I'm not saying Stone Cold is the reason WWE is not there. The reason that obviously changed was because of Mick Foley, but in the run-up it was Austin. Austin and his feuds, the way he spoke, the way he talked, the way he acted throughout the entire Attitude Era is the reason now we've got people like The Rock, Triple H is out there. I think he's made more people look good than CM Punk has.
I guess we're gonna have to agree to disagree.
We are going to have to...
Yes, and after all that, CM Punk is not the greatest. Stone Cold is not the greatest. The Undertaker is the greatest.
I would... Yeah, but the key thing to pick up here is there was a bigger debate between Austin and Punk, and Undertaker wasn't mentioned. So I think...
Undertaker definitely wasn't mentioned.
So I think Undertaker's safely number 3. Right now.
out of the three.
Yeah, out of the 3, he's safely number 3. For me, I've got to say, based on Irish points, they are valid. I agree.
Hey, I'll take number 2. I didn't even think I thought I'd get shot down straight away.
I'm happy. Obviously, I'll take number 1. If no one wants it,
Hey,
I'll take Stone Cold. But that's not finished there.
guys, 4 and 5, Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair. Yeah, possibly.
You've got
Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels,
Yeah, they can be up there as well.
The Rock.
Yeah,
John Cena.
yeah.
No,
What? No.
I'm not messing. No, The Rock. Do you? As much as you hate him or love him, he's got to be
He's done
considered.
so much for
Yeah.
the WWE.
I
The
think-
Miz.
That's a tricky one. That.
Yeah, we'll put him at the bottom of the pile.
Yeah. So if we can come up with a top 5,
I think it's safe to say we can't. We can't.
It's too difficult. Top
difficult.
Well, the
30
top 3,
would work.
The Undertaker, CM Punk, and Stone Cold.
That's our personal opinions, though.
Yeah,
ladies and
exactly.
gentlemen. Don't get it.
that's
Don't get it
that was
twisted.
the key thing I said at the beginning. There's no
Yeah.
right or wrong. It's all opinions, and that's why this debate, past when we're not here anymore, this debate will probably still be going on.
It's a mass debate.
It is, and I don't think 3 normal guys are going to change the opinions of millions of people around the world either.
But we can try.
But yeah,
Vote for Punk for president.
so yeah, we do want you to get in touch and let us know what you think on this debate. We said Stone Cold, CM Punk, and The Undertaker as basically top 3 together. Let us know if you think any of these 3 are the best, or whether you want to go completely different. You want to go Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Mick Foley, John Cena, The Rock. So many to pick from. And
Damien Sandow.
I didn't want to bring him into this. That's the first time we mentioned Sandow tonight, isn't it?
It is.
Or in the past few weeks. I wouldn't be surprised there.
Let's
Hey,
not-
Sandow was not on Raw.
I think they're building him up to come back. He's going to cash in that brief.
Randy hears voices inside his head.
Yes. And I think he's right. Just watching him does put everyone to bed.
Yep. Puts me to sleep.
And with that little debate between us on who is the greatest, it is time to say goodbye.
Yes.
Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. The Main
Please
Event
do.
Podcast and at TME Podcast.
Please do. Irish waiting.
And
Yep.
remember now, as well as YouTube, Podomatic, iTunes, you've now got Blackberries, all your Blackberry users. Please let us know if you like our content. And of course, Stitcher, you can just listen to us on the go. So
We're
easy,
taking over the world.
so easy for you. And we're not
Stitch it
getting.
into your mind.
And just remember, we're not getting anything out of this but pleasure about talking about our passion, which is the WWE,
Yep, no money.
which is what we love.
And millions and millions of... No.
Not on air, Arif.
Sorry.
What? But yeah, we're just doing this completely for free, Arif. And
Sometimes it's hard to close my wallet.
I told you not to bring it with you. Just leave it at home. Anyway, that is it. So please do tune in next week. and continue downloading, continue thumbs upping and
Subscribing,
recommending and everything.
sharing,
Yep. And
viewing,
viewing.
And
Rowing.
most importantly, listening.
Yes, listening. And that's the Minimum Podcast for this week. We will see you again next week.
exercising.
Not exercising, man.
Why not exercise?
It's a podcast.
You can run while listening to it.